Welcome in to the best in paranormal talk radio podcasting. What are we doing on this thing? It's something like that. It is Darkness Radio. I'm Tim Dennis. It's a Supernatural News Wednesday. Boy, have we got stories galore, so we're going to get right into it today. To do that, we need a co-hostess today. So we went out and got one of the best in the biz. Ladies and gentlemen, she's got 2 books out right now. I know that for a fact because I counted it on my fingers. I've got 5 fingers. 3 of them aren't being used, but 2 of them are because she's got that many books out right now. It's simple algebra. That's what they tell me. And they're wonderful books at that. She's got a trip coming up in November. I know because I've been invited to be there and much, much more. Let's bring her in. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Jessica Freeburg. Hi, Jess.
Hey, Tim.
I'm running out of intros for you. I'm sorry.
I know. You always make them sound so nice. You just make me sound so interesting and cool.
You are.
This is the only reason I come on here, just for the introductions, really.
Well, I'll come up with something more fancy next time.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I hate to say something like former circus performer or something like that because I don't know for sure, and I don't know if you'd be offended by it. So
you could call me whatever you want. I would just roll with it. Okay. I wish I would have been in the circus. My youngest daughter does. She's so jealous.
Really? Okay,
yeah, but
wait.
We don't have that. We didn't have that kind of stuff when I was a kid.
You can't skip over circus classes and not tell me what it is she does. Okay, so we have to take a sidebar here. What do you do in circus class?
All right. She did contortion for a while, which was like creepy because they would contort on each other.
What?
And the whole time I'd be sitting there watching, I'm like looking at the other parents. I'm like, does anyone else like just see Human Centipede in their brain? Like that movie?
Oh, yeah. No. Ooh.
But she did that for a while. She just tries everything. She loved to do the trapeze. So like the stuff up in the air and the little bars.
Yeah.
And she does this thing called Spanish web, which is like a rope that they climb up like a spider monkey. And then they like whirl on it. Like someone down below will spin it. And then they like do little tricks and stuff. So yeah, it's aerial stuff. All the aerial stuff in the sky.
That had to scare the hell out of you, the aerial stuff.
I mean, she started doing it when she was like, I'm going to say 7. So she was very little. And she would climb up there, and it's like 2 stories high. It's taught in a circus tent. It's crazy. With no nets underneath or anything, and just like this little leather loop on her wrist.
What?
Yeah, but I mean, she loved it. So I'd just be like, okay, Jesus, take the wheel.
Right?
Let's just sit here.
Man, that is faith. That's the definition of faith right there.
Yeah, I guess it builds up some bravery, right?
Right. Wow. That's all I have to say there. I got nothing
my girls never do anything normal, Tim. I'm like, hey, just go out for soccer or
yeah, just go break your leg doing soccer. I mean, that's the easiest way to get injured, right? I mean, you know.
Being a school sport, you just stay after school. No, they always have to make me drive them into the city because we live in a suburb. But it's always fun to watch.
Right. No, I mean, well, you know what? That way you can say you truly lived, right?
That's right.
That's right. That's
We should do a circus class. You know, they let adults do them.
You want to see my fat ass fly? That's what you want to see?
I do.
I can't even climb out of bed in the morning, and you want to see me up in the air 2 stories.
Okay, Tim, I feel like that is our step into TikTok fame. We're always saying we're doing it wrong.
I'm going to get a bunch of emails now. Do it.
I think you should.
I think that's the only way I'm going to make $1 million on TikTok is to.
I'm gonna set it up. I know people. So I know people in the circus.
I know you do. That's what scares me. And of course, me having a fear of heights, you are going to get me up there, aren't you?
I am. I'm afraid of heights too, so we should do it together. That's you overcome your fears, Tim.
Oh my God.
Pee your pants a little? It's okay.
A little? I'm in my 50s. I pee my pants a lot and diabetic. You put a little sugar in me, it'll be a river, a waterfall up there. Is what
it's raining on everyone down below.
That's right. It's raining Tim. Hallelujah. All over everybody.
Oh, man.
Damn. You have to put me in a giant-sized Depends in order to get me up that rope.
Oh, my cheeks already hurt. We just got started.
Well, speaking of making people's cheeks hurt, that's the other thing. I mean, I was never able to climb the rope in gym class. How am I going to get up there? I don't know.
I don't know. It's a skill I can't figure out either. There's some way that they knot it with their foot. They like wrap it around one foot and then they just go.
Yeah. Yeah. I like I said, I barely am able to get out of bed in the morning. I don't know how. You gotta give me about 6 months to really get into the DDP yoga to get my core strengthened in order to.
Okay, you got 6 months.
Okay, I'll have to hit it hard too, because that, as it is now, I can't. I can't even look at a rope on the ground, much less think about climbing one.
Tim's like a foot off the ground. Hey, spin me.
Yeah. I can't even look at a rope swing. That to me is a lot.
Oh, and I get motion sick. So when I watch these kids do these things, I'm just always like, how are you not barfing everywhere? So you'd be peeing on everyone and I would be barfing. We would never get invited back to circus ever again.
No, they would ban us for life. Yeah. Although, you know what? I'd finally empty my bladder. So that'd be fun. Yeah. That'd be nice. I mean, I am on water pills. I do that every night anyways, but I'd really get it out. So I finally felt empty. Just saying. Well, on that note, we've got a huge show today, Jess. We're going to jump into a different type of supernatural news today, as we have stories having to do with, we'll put it this way, doors and blobs. Doors and blobs. We've got stories about mystical, magical doors that appear out of nowhere.
Ooh.
Blobs. And formations that have appeared out of nowhere as well. So we've got a few of those stories. There's been another Bigfoot sighting. We'll tackle that. And, of course, we've got our nightmare fuel, as always. And, of course, we've got other supernatural stories as well. But first, doors, blobs, weird cloud formations. We're going to start with a weird cloud formation. I know, it's just an odd week this week. We go to New Zealand, where a weird cloud, like the one from Nope. Remember the movie Nope? Did you see it?
I don't think I saw it.
No? The Jordan Peele movie?
I saw Get Out, and I saw Us, but I don't think I saw Nope.
Oh, Nope was a good one. See, some people, I think Jordan Peele is an acquired taste. You either really like Jordan Peele movies, or it's like M. Night Shyamalan. So it's either yeah. So Jordan Peele and M. Night Shyamalan are either in your doghouse or your wheelhouse, one or the other.
Right. And so far, I've liked all the Jordan Peele movies I've seen, so I probably would love Nope. But there's a weird cloud formation in that one. Yeah,
there's a weird cloud formation in that one. There's one just like it. And for lack of a better term, it's like a UFO cloud, right? It's like that big circular UFO cloud. Yeah. And in Nope, there's a huge UFO cloud that follows everywhere. Right. And bad things. Creepy. Yeah. Bad things happen where this UFO cloud goes. Right. Throughout most of the movie. Well, that weird cloud, like the one from Nope, keeps showing up in New Zealand, which is not a good thing. Those things show up.
Sounds bad.
Yeah. Those things show up in Las Vegas as well. Fans of the Jordan Peele movie might want to avoid walking underneath this persistent, they're calling it a pet cloud. In the 2022 movie Nope, a strange out-of-place cloud in a remote part of California turns out to be something a lot more sinister. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, I'm not telling you what it was. But it's
don't ruin the movie. I still have to watch it.
Yeah, you have to watch it. Placing the film's characters in a chilling life or death situation. Again, I'm not going to get too much more into it, but I'll just tell you it's not good. But could something like this actually exist in real life? While its origins are no doubt a lot closer to home, this weird pet cloud photographed over New Zealand is perhaps the closest thing you'll find to a real-life counterpart to the Nope cloud. Known as the Tulare Pet, this strangely out-of-place cloud is notable because it keeps reappearing over New Zealand's South Island, where certain atmospheric conditions occur. Measuring around 7 miles across, that's a big cloud, the cloud, known as an elongated altocumulus standing lenticular cloud, or ASLC, has a habit of showing up over the island's Otago region over and over again. Rather than being a creature from another world, however, the cloud is actually a result of a wave of air passing over nearby mountains, forcing water vapor to condense. As the cloud forms over the crest of this wave, it remains almost stationary in the sky and is shaped by the strong winds blowing through it, explained meteorologist John Law. The appearance of the it's a Tulare pet, not a Tulare, but a Tulare pet, is a great indicator of strong winds high in the atmosphere. I won't tell you the last line of the story because it gives away what is actually in the movie, Jess. I'm not going to spoil what's in the movie.
Thank you.
And what's in that cloud. But basically, this is what that cloud looks like, Jess. Look at that.
That's wild. It's like a slice above the ground.
Yeah, isn't it though?
It's so dense.
So if you're sitting out there on your porch and you see a cloud like that coming, run.
Yeah, I'm going to run inside and hide and lock my doors.
I don't even know that hiding inside helps. I mean, it kind of does, because what's inside the cloud is not nice.
Would it help if I got my gun?
No. Nope.
No?
Nope.
There's no protection. I'm just out of luck.
Well, you can hide inside because it won't see. Well, again, you got to see the movie.
I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah, they'll give you clues in the movie on how to avoid it, but I can't spoil it for you. You just have to see it. That's all I can tell you.
It's on the list. I'm going to watch it.
Okay, good. Yeah. There you go. Meanwhile, a Halloween comet visitor originates from the mysterious Oort cloud. I know it sounds like I'm speaking gibberish to you, but I'll explain. The comet comes from an enigmatic and colossal cloud of planetesimals that surround our solar system. A man by the name of James Ray writes a column that says the human mind may find it difficult to conceptualize, but a cosmic cloud so colossal it surrounds the sun and 8 planets as it extends trillions of miles into deep space is called the Oort cloud. It's a spherical shell known as the Oort cloud, and for all practical purposes, invisible. Its constituent particles are spread so thinly and so far from the light of any star, including the sun, that astronomers simply cannot see the cloud, even though it envelops us like a blanket. I know you may be saying, well, Tim, what does this have to do with the price of tea in China? Well, it is also theoretical, that whole Oort cloud. Astronomers infer that the Oort cloud is there because it's the only logical explanation for the arrival of certain classes of comets that sporadically visit our solar system. The cloud, it turns out, is basically a gigantic reservoir that may hold billions of icy celestial bodies. 2 of those bodies will pass by Earth in the days leading up to Halloween. I believe it is the Shushan Atlas, also known as Comet C 2023 A3. Try reciting that 3 times quick.
I'm just going to let you do it.
Okay, fine. I'll do that. But it will be at its brightest and likely visible to the naked eye for a week or two after, well, it says after October 12th, so it's visible now. The day it's closest to the Earth, just look to the western sky shortly after sunset. As the days pass, the comet will get fainter and move to a higher part of the sky. Now, the second comet, C24S1, or Atlas, just discovered on September 27th, should be visible around the end of October. The comet will pass closest to Earth. This would be tomorrow, on Thursday.
Ooh.
Yeah. You want to look low in the eastern sky before sunrise. Then, after swinging around the sun, the comet may appear in the western right sky right around Halloween. It's possible, however, that it could disintegrate, in part, in whole, as sometimes that's what happens when comets pass by the sun. And this one will come within 1 million miles, or 1.6 million kilometers, of our star. So there you go.
Sounds so cool. So maybe if we go out in the morning at sunrise, we might be able to see it.
You might be able to see it.
Great. I'm gonna try.
So you're gonna look low in the eastern sky just before sunrise, and you should be able to see it. Yeah.
I'll be up then.
Yeah. So there you go.
I'll set an alarm.
So, and it's kind of cool that Oort cloud brings those comets, especially this time of year. So, and I'm looking to see how often this happens, because I don't think it's very common. It says, as for the comet now in Earth's vicinity, it's okay to look up. Unlike the comet in it's talking about a DiCaprio movie. We won't bother with that. But and it also talks about comets being a threat to Earth, but comets aren't that. They're talking about the movie Don't Look Up in the Oort cloud.
Oh, yeah.
But it's okay to look up. You can do that. It's not going to hit you in the face, I swear. Boy, if I had a dime for every time I had to say that to somebody. It's not going to hit you in the face. Don't look up.
I knew you were gonna, Tim. I knew it.
See what I did there? Anyways, we'll move on to our next story. Our next story actually has to do with mystery drones that have swarmed the U.S. Air Force Base, or a U.S. Air Force Base, for 17 consecutive nights.
It's not good.
It shouldn't be. I mean, I don't think they're, setting off some sort of fun show for them. It's not a celebratory thing, I don't think. Pentagon officials have been left stumped by unexplained drone incursions over restricted airspace, which is not a good thing, like Jess said. According to reports, the mystery drones were spotted in precise formations over Langley Air Force Base in East Virginia and the surrounding area for 17 nights in a row back in December of 2023. The formations included one or two fixed-wing drones flying around 100 feet up, while a large number of smaller commercially based available drones flew together underneath. Another even larger drone would also be seen scouting out the area beforehand at high speed. Okay, now that's creepy. So you have your scout drone that comes in, checks things out, and the rest of them come in.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really bad sign of something nefarious going on.
Yeah. Despite their best efforts, U.S. Air Force personnel were unable to catch the drones, and they were also reportedly unable to shoot them down, either due to federal laws prohibiting such action over U.S. soil. So wait a minute, they're the Air Force, yet they're unable to shoot them down because of laws.
That doesn't make any sense. I would think that if something was foreign, not supposed to be there, and it was doing stuff like that in formation, looking very suspicious, go ahead and shoot it down. Yeah. I feel like that's just should be a rule.
I think you should break those laws. I think you can.
Yeah.
I think you'll be all right. Yeah. Call the president. I think he'll let you do it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. The incursions were particularly worrisome because the area is home to numerous sensitive facilities, including Langley Air Force Base, Fort Eustis, and Naval Station Norfolk. Radar detection also proved challenging due to the small size of the drones. As it stands, Pentagon officials remain unclear on exactly who is behind the incursions. It could have been a curious hobbyist or a hostile foreign actor. That's a wide range there. I mean, one or the other.
It's either a hobbyist or Putin. Those are your two choices.
Some guy in his mom's basement or Putin. You choose. But an analysis of the frequencies used to control the drones suggested that they were different to those used by off-the-shelf drone units. So closer to Putin than guy in mom's basement.
I think so.
Yeah. The incident echoes a similar incursion by mystery drones over U.S. nuclear facilities 2 months earlier. So who exactly is responsible for sending those drones, and what are they trying to achieve? Well, they asked the question, could China, Russia, or some other foreign country be using them to spy on U.S. Air Force bases? The search for answers continues, they say. Well, let's find it quick. That's all I have to say. Let's find that quick, shall we?
I feel like I can answer that question. The answer is yes.
Yes, yes, yes, and yes, and yes. Yeah, it's
Yes.
probably not your local hobbyist. So there we go. All I have to do is just ask Jess. She's got the answer for you.
I'll help you. And you have my permission to shoot it down.
Yep.
There you go.
Blow that sucker up. There you go. One person you don't want to blow up would be Richard Branson as he joins his first commercial stratospheric balloon flight. Please.
Oh, don't blow him up.
No, don't blow him up in his balloon, his beautiful, beautiful balloon. That would be bad. The Virgin Galactic entrepreneur will be part of a 3-man crew venturing 20 miles above the Earth's surface. Branson is certainly no stranger to adventure, having previously embarked on numerous world record-breaking stunts, ranging from crossing the English Channel, not the Atlantic Channel, but the English Channel, in the fastest time using an amphibious vehicle to attempting to circumnavigate the planet in a hot air balloon. Didn't they do that way back in the 1800s? Why did he do it now?
Indeed. That's such a funny thing to want to do right now.
Mm-hmm. His latest venture will see the 74-year-old join in an attempt to reach the stratosphere as part of what is being hailed as the world's first commercial stratospheric balloon flight. Designed and built by high-altitude flight tourism company Space Perspective, the capsule will use renewable hydrogen to slowly rise to an altitude of 20 miles. Some of the most magnificent experiences of my life have happened on ballooning expeditions, and I'm excited to support Space Perspective in its journey, said Branson. I just have to stop right here. I'm thinking this guy has romantic visions of hot air balloons and isn't thinking too clearly.
He's such an adventurer. I mean, he's like, I think he holds a couple world records. Can't remember exactly what they're for.
Well, let's think about this for a second, Jess. Okay, so renewable hydrogen going up in a balloon 20 miles high. And he wants to get into the stratosphere, right? Or at least he wants to break that plane, so to speak, and get right up to the edge of space, right? What happens? Hydrogen burning up in the atmosphere, right? If he hits that combustion point with hydrogen and something springs a leak.
And that would be my concern. Why do you want to push the limits like that?
Right.
I don't know. I think that is just the way his brain is wired, though. Some people just are. And he has so much money. He's like a multi-billionaire.
Oh, yeah.
Like he just sits around and he's like, what can I spend my money on today?
Right. Well, evidently that money will go up in smoke if he has a leak in that balloon. I'll tell you that. He says, I'm passionate about adventure and helping fellow entrepreneurs reach their business dreams. I look forward to dusting off my old ballooning license ahead of some magnificent test flights. I'm glad he's testing it. If all goes to plan, the company will offer paying customers the opportunity to fly up to the stratosphere for the princely sum of $125,000 per seat.
You couldn't even pay me to get in one of those seats. Yeah. That is a hard no, thank you.
Yeah. Again, that whole fear of heights thing. So far, as many as 1,800 people have signed up to go.
Wow. There are a lot of crazy people in the world.
Yes, there are. And a lot of crazy people with money. With an uncrewed test flight having already been successfully accomplished, yes, they've tested it once already with no crew. It's believed that the first crewed flight, for which Branson will be flying, will be taking place sometime in 2025. Richard's pioneering efforts in the ballooning industry were a key inspiration for us when we founded Space Perspective, said company co-founder Jane Pointer. We are now on a mission to give explorers breathtaking views of the Earth against a black sky and do so gently in a way that only balloons enable. I tell you what, Space Perspective has a video on how this whole thing works. I will post it in the description of this show so you can see. And Jess, this is what that balloon looks like. it's not your typical hot air balloon, and no, they're not riding in a basket. The balloon actually has windows inside of it, and
yeah, that's very like futuristic looking.
Yeah, and you can actually look out of it as you're rising through the atmosphere into the stratosphere.
Well, it feels a little more safe than riding in a little like wicker basket.
Yeah, I was gonna say the air gets thin up there. You probably don't want to, take off in a little basket. So yeah, we'll share the video so you guys can actually take a look at it and see what it is you'd be in for if you've got the $125,000. Meanwhile, you might want to put on one of these spacesuits while you're in that balloon, just in case. I mean, just in case, there's a breach of, I don't know, the balloon.
To get all the way out into outer space.
Yeah, and that thing blows up. I mean, you're gonna need oxygen for a short while you're falling to Earth,
floating out in time and space.
Well, you could hope that you float up into space, because if you fall back to Earth, you're screwed. Yeah.
Either way, I mean, that either option is bad.
Well, at least if you're floating into space, you'd live for a short amount of time before you freeze to death. But maybe somebody could fly out and rescue you. Maybe they've got a quick space shuttle they could launch.
Or you just become a frozen piece of space junk.
That sounds like an insult I want to use on somebody one time. Yeah, frozen.
Just a frozen piece of space junk.
Yeah, you frozen piece of space junk. For the fashionable astronaut out there, Prada and Axiom Space have unveiled a design for the Artemis 3 spacesuits. I don't know if you're into Prada, but
I don't mind a little Prada.
To me, it doesn't look like it's that fashionable.
Well, Prada is very like, all their purses are like nylon. Typically, their signature look is very, space-ish.
Their stuff is very parachute pants. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So they're going to be wearing parachute pants with their spacesuits?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I guess.
Was that 1990 or like late 80s when we had the parachute pants?
Parachute pants were like 82, 81, 82.
Oh, really?
Oh, I remember them well. Yeah.
It all blurs together in my brain.
Yeah.
MC Hammer, Yo Hammer.
Yeah, I had
We had them.
I remember them. I remember wearing them to grade school. Yeah.
Oh, I want to see a picture
of me with parachute pants on.
Yeah. Tim's mom, find one. Send it to me.
Oh no, I think I burned them all. It appears as though the first astronauts to set foot on the moon in over 50 years will be doing so in style. The new design, which was unveiled at the International Astronautical Congress in Milan, Italy recently, certainly looks more futuristic than the spacesuits worn back during the Apollo era. Boy, can you imagine if they would have had something like that in the Apollo era? If they would have went to like Karl Lagerfeld and said, we want something fabulous.
One designer.
If they would have went to Jordache.
It would have been Jordache.
Denim.
Nailed it.
We want denim. Known as the Axiom Extravehicular Mobility Unit, or AX-EMU. I believe Axe does have an emu spray that they put out. It smells like it, at least, like the ass end of an emu.
Very popular with the 8th graders.
It is, yeah. They wear it all the time. They smell like the ass end of an emu anyways. The new spacesuit will be worn by the astronauts during NASA's upcoming Artemis 3 mission, which is currently scheduled for 2026. Our elite teams have redefined spacesuit development, establishing new pathways to innovate solutions and applying a state-of-the-art design approach for the AX-EMU, said Axiom Space President Matt Ondler. Developed through a collaboration with Italian luxury fashion house Prada, the spacesuits have been designed to be both stylish and practical. Going beyond our limits is one of the company's values that perfectly reflects the spirit of the Prada brand and my parents' vision, said Prada's Lorenzo Bertelli. Yeah, I somehow don't think they were sitting there going, someday I want to go to space. Now pass the spaghetti.
Yeah, one day we will make space suits.
First,
Dreams really do come true.
First, we want to make a robes for the Pope, and then we want to make it a spacesuit. I don't think that came out quite that way.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think there were goals like that. I'm very proud of the result we're showing today, which is the first step in a long-term collaboration with Axiom Space. They went on to say in their press release, we've shared our expertise on high-performance materials, features, and sewing techniques, and we learned a lot. We learned how to make parachute pants for spacesuits, they said. No, they didn't. I'm sure we'll continue to explore new challenges, broaden our horizons, and build new scenarios together. So there you go. Prada is in the spacesuit business.
Who knew?
Who knew? It's just a bizarre day today. That it really
is weird. I like it.
Yeah. Before we head to break, one more note here. There's a new Netflix show, Investigation Alien, which is revealed in a new trailer by Netflix. It also stars our good friend George Knapp. The series will see investigative journalist George Knapp delve deep into the mystery of UFO and aliens. George Knapp, who has spent decades investigating and reporting on the topic of UFO and extraterrestrial visitation, certainly doesn't seem to think that we are alone in the universe. His findings will be the focus of an upcoming Netflix documentary series entitled Investigation Alien, which will be debuting on the streaming platform coming up here in November. In this gripping docuseries, legendary reporter George Knapp travels the globe to uncover new evidence about UFOs and investigate their presence on Earth, the synopsis reads. A preview of the show can be seen in a recently released trailer. We need to get beyond that obvious question. Are UFOs real to what really matters? Knapp says in the video. Why are they here? We can handle it, can't we? The trailer hints at investigations into various phenomena ranging from cattle mutilation to mass UFO sightings, and also sees Knapp talk to an alleged UFO whistleblower. Just how conclusive his findings actually are, however, remains to be seen. Investigation Alien will start streaming on Netflix on November 8th. And I tell you what, we'll post this one in the description of the program as well, so you can watch the trailer. So there you go. You can judge for yourself whether you're going to be there front and center on November 8th. There you go.
I like it. I think I'll be watching it.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. You know, George, I'll put it this way. George Knapp doesn't do anything half-ass. So I believe
that's true. Never disappointed.
That's right. So I believe that you've got something great to look forward to from George on Netflix. So I think he will put his all into that, and I think you're going to get some good programming from George on Netflix. So when we come back, unfortunately, a little bit of nightmare fuel for you, Jess. AI has predicted what will be the biggest killer of humans by the year 2050.
I don't want to know.
And you may be surprised. We'll go down the new paranormal trail in West Virginia when we come back. That's one of our stories. There's a brand new paranormal show out there, but it's not here in America. We'll talk about that. There's a new Bigfoot sighting. Noah wasn't alone on the ark. We'll tell you what he had to look at, and it's a little kinky. Let's just say pareidolia is a fun thing.
We're going to offend everyone, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is an interesting story. Let's just say you want to see the video for this.
Oh, man.
And a couple of interesting funeral stories to wrap up our show today. One, never ask for a Polish funeral. And two, never let your kids write your obituary. Two valuable lessons that we'll learn at the end of the program today on Supernatural News. That's all coming up at the back half of the program. It's Supernatural News and Parashare today. By the way, if you have a Parashare story for us, send it in. 3 different ways you can do it. You can email us, tim@darknessradio.com. You can go to the website, darknessradioshow.com. Click on that blue button on the right-hand side. You have 2 minutes to leave us a voice note. If you need more than 2 minutes, it's okay. Just click on the blue button again. Leave us another 2 minutes. Rinse and repeat. Just keep clicking until you get your story out. By all means, no 60-minute opus. We're not going to air 60 minutes of your story. We don't want your life story. We just want your ghost experience or your cryptid experience. Or, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm going to do some editing here. I'm the one putting it together for you. Or if you have a beautiful studio like the ones that Jess and I are sitting in, make your own theater of the mind. Put a little music there. Put a little sound effects there. Use your voice. Send it in. We'll review it. And if it's passable, because we don't want hodgepodge and nothing, we'll air it right here on the show. And we'll air your theater of the mind experience right here. 3 different ways in which we can air your Parashare. But send it in. We want to hear from you. And we want to hear your lovely voice or hear your experience right here on Parashare on Supernatural News. When we come back, AI, Bigfoot, and why you just shouldn't trust your kids to write your obit. It's right here on Supernatural News on a Wednesday, right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. Welcome back to the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio on a Wednesday. That means it's Supernatural News and Parashare. Tim Dennis along with Jessica Freeburg. Jess, it's been so nice outside. My gosh. It's, okay, October in Minnesota, you figure it should be 55 degrees, right? We should be freezing. You would think.
We should have had a freeze by now.
Right. I mean, we've had, what, 2 days in October where we actually have frozen?
Yeah. But not like a good hard freeze that gets rid of all of the allergens in the air.
Yeah. So we're still freezing. Well, we're still dealing with that, with allergies. That's for sure.
But the weather's been warm.
Oh my
beautiful.
Gosh. As you and I are recording right now, it's 71 degrees outside.
That's crazy,
isn't it? It's as people are listening to this, it's 23rd of October. It's in the 70s in Minnesota. Unheard of. My chipmunks don't want to go to bed yet at all. They're still as active as ever. I think I heard one of them scream as they had a mouthful of peanuts. I'm never going to bed ever. You can't make me. Which I've never heard a chipmunk yell in all of my life. I said, no, you got to go down eventually. Eventually we're going to have snow. And they said, what snow? I don't think they understand at all. But
they may not.
They may not. I don't think they ever want to go to bed, but that's okay. They're like little kids.
Just let them enjoy it.
Yeah, they'll learn. Eventually, when 8 inches of snow falls on their heads, they'll learn it's time to go to bed. But it's been wonderful. It's been almost magical. A magical fall. I've been sitting out in wonderful weather watching the leaves turn. I mean, we're at what, 50 to 75% of leaves turning with 70 degrees outside?
Yeah. I mean, usually you can't really enjoy it this much, like outdoors in it, because it's just too cold. Right.
I even took a picture yesterday. I mean, I took this wonderful picture. I mean, if you're watching on video, I love doing this because people are like, you know, if you just used a different program, you could just bring it up on the screen and we all could see it decently. No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to go like this.
I like it this way. Is that at your house?
Yeah, that's right across the street from me. That's my neighbor's tree. Look at that.
Wow, that is beautiful. It's so bright orange, and then there's like a yellow one behind it.
Yeah, look at that. That's literally just looking across the street off my porch.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. Isn't that wonderful? And then this, let's see if I can get a decent picture, a decent shot here. Look at the yellow in this tree. That's off to my left, off the porch.
Oh, that's pretty too.
Yeah. And then there's this is the full shot off the porch right here. Look at that.
Yeah, that's really gorgeous.
Isn't
You're
it?
going to have so many leaves in your yard. We should make a pile and jump in it.
Right?
Yes.
I'm telling you. Well, if it weren't for the fact that the chippers take all the leaves and make bedding out of them. I mean, they're my landscapers, so I don't really have leaves.
And you don't have to pay them. That's so nice.
I know, right?
With the nuts.
I put little hats on them and give them gloves, and it's just so nice. It just makes me so happy that I don't even have to rake leaves, Jess. I'm so happy. I can't be happy at all. I'm just saying. AI doesn't let me be happy about anything. Just can't be. By the way, AI doesn't want us to be happy about our health either. AI is predicting the biggest killer of humans by the year 2050. And by the way, it's not the Terminator or this theme. As it stands, there are a number of major killers of the world's population vying for the top spot. But what will be the biggest cause of death by 2050? Well, AI has your answer. Killjoy. They've revealed what it believes to be the biggest human killers by the year 2050. And in a surprising twist, it's not laying the blame on the rise of the machines as foreseen in the Terminator franchise. That said, if it was planning to overthrow humans, we doubt it would be bragging about it while we can still unplug it. I think people have forgot about that. We can unplug AI.
And we don't have to use it if we don't want to.
That's right. Yeah, we can take the batteries out. By the way, no killer time-traveling robots have been manufactured yet, so we can unplug those too. Currently, there are a number of major killers of the world's population vying for the top spot. COVID-19 is a recent addition to the higher part of the list due to the global pandemic, which made it the world's second leading cause of death, or at least in AI's eyes. But as it stands, the biggest cause of death for humans at the moment in 2050, Jess, ischemic heart disease.
Oh. That doesn't sound good.
No. In other words, our fat asses are going to eat ourselves to death. AI is like, have another taco. Guess Taco Tuesday is going to be the death of us, huh? It was the cause of death in 2000 and 2019 and is responsible for the largest increase in deaths over the last 2 decades. But what does artificial intelligence think humans will be battling in the year 2050 as the biggest cause of death? Putting the poser to Gemini, it said that, I was wrong. It's not ischemic heart disease. Are you ready for this?
Oh, no. What is it?
Oh, this is going to kill you. You ready? Well, it is going to kill you.
Literally.
By 2050. It is antibiotic-resistant bacteria.
Oh,
That's the leading contender for the biggest killer of mankind in 2050.
it's scary.
And actually, doctors have been saying this for the last 10 years.
Yeah. I don't give my children antibiotics almost never. Like even when they were little and they get ear infections, I was always using like oregano oil in their ear and always trying to use any sort of naturopathic method so that if they ever did need antibiotics for something that was, harder to get rid of, that their bodies would be receptive to it.
Yeah. We overprescribe antibiotics as it is right now for everything. And we are running out of antibiotics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're silly.
It was added to this article. This is due to the increasing prevalence of these superbugs, which are resistant to most or all antibiotics. It chillingly goes on to say that if the current trend continues, they could lead to a significant increase in deaths from infections that are now easily treatable. That is scary. According to Gemini, other potential contenders include heart disease, cancer, climate change-related illnesses, and neurodegenerative diseases. It added, it's important to note that these projections, or our projections, based on current trends and understanding of future challenges. Many factors could influence those outcomes, including medical advancements, public health initiatives, and environmental changes. Now, it's important to remember this. With these superbugs that come advancements in antibiotics, if they can make them. However, I have a friend that passed away back in 2005. Before he passed away, which the way he passed away was kind of tragic, but he had beaten an infection. It was a nasty infection. He was given the second to the last antibiotic known to man by the CDC. Like locally, there's a regional chapter of the CDC, Midwest chapter. They flew in, I think it was from Chicago, and came and gave him the second to the last known antibiotic to man to fight this bug he had.
It's crazy.
And at the time they gave it to him, they said, if this doesn't work, you get the very last one and then you check out. And the hospital bill was ridiculous just for the second to the last one. But to think that, and he barely lived through the second to the last one. The treatment was almost worse than the cure. Or the cure was almost worse than the bug.
Wow.
And this was in 2005. And at the time they told him, we only have, I'm trying to remember how many antibiotics they said they had for treatment. But they said that they're woefully behind in actually developing new antibiotics. And the amount of bugs and superbugs that are developing is 10 to 20 times more than there are actual antibiotics in development. It's scary.
It's scary. That's so scary.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But for once, AI is right about something.
Yeah, and that's scarier than AI. So thanks, Tim.
Sorry.
Now you really got me scared.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, no. But you know how you defeat all those superbugs? Wash your damn hands.
Truth.
Keep your hands away from your eyes and in your face. Especially during cold season.
Yeah.
That'd
be easier to do if it would just freeze and I didn't have allergies anymore. He says, scratching her eyes.
Yeah, that's true. Even as I say that, my ear itches.
I know. I know. There's been a couple times that I've probably been on camera when I'm like digging in my ear because it itches so bad.
Yeah, and it's
sorry, guys. I'm disgusting.
It's allergies. So yeah, we're both dealing with it right now. So there you go. All right. Meanwhile, if we could just get rid of allergies and replace it with an artificial nose. Yeah, that's part of AI today.
Oh, no.
An artificial nose. We could sniff out damaged fruit and spoiled meat. Right?
You going to take that with you to the store? And have it smell everything?
Yeah. Make sure everything's the way it should be. Although smell has historically played an important part in the fight against diseases such as the plague and tuberculosis, the human nose is generally not sensitive enough to be used as a reliable diagnostic tool. However, a new artificial nose, inspired by our sense of smell, could now make it possible to detect undiagnosed disease, hazardous gases, and food that is starting to spoil. And it's all made possible with technology that already exists. What do your mobile phone, computer, and TV have in common? Antennas. We already are surrounded by technology that communicates using antenna technology, said Michael Chafena. Chafena is a professor of telecommunications at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology in, I believe this is Gjøvik, and believes that the technology can be used for far more than just communication. By giving the antennas sensor functions, the existing infrastructure can be used in new areas of application. This has been one of the main motivations for investigating whether antennas can be used for these purposes. Chafena explained that the previous attempts to create so-called electronic noses have not had the advantage of having an existing infrastructure readily available. They have also been affected by a number of other challenges that antenna technology can potentially resolve. Other electronic noses can have several hundred sensors, often each coated with different materials. This makes them both very power intensive and to operate and expensive to manufacture. They also have entailed high material consumption. In contrast, the antenna sensor consists of only one antenna with one type of coating, said Chifena. Surely that must come at the expense of accuracy and functionality? On the contrary, said Yu Dang, who is a PhD research fellow at the Department of Manufacturing and Civil Engineering at NTNU in Jorvik, and the lead author of a recently published research article on the new antenna nose in the journal Sensors and Actuators Be Chemical, which I get on my doorstep on Thursdays every week. I don't. Dang, which is a great last name, says, can I speak to Mr. Dang, please? You can
just call me Dang.
I'm going to start signing up for credit cards with the last name Dang.
Him Dang.
No, the first name's going to be Gull. So when they call up, can I speak to Gull Dang for a minute? Gull Dang? You got him. Gull Dang it. Dang says their sensor distinguishes between the different gases that it has been tested on with an accuracy of 96.7%. This is a result that not only is on par with the performance of the best electronic noses to date, but in some areas it even surpasses them. To understand how, I could tell you how it actually works, but that's geek speak. I'll give you a brief breakdown. The antenna transmits radio signals at a range of different frequencies into those surroundings. It then analyzes how they are reflected back. The way the signals behave changes based on the gases present. And because the antenna transmits signals at multiple frequencies, the changes create unique patterns that can be linked to specific volatile organic compounds. Volatile organic compounds are gases that are commonly found in the air, much like when scientists fart at antennas, which happened in the lab. I'm just saying, when I read this the first time, I thought, a bunch of scientists got together and farted at antennas.
Could be my job. Just feed me bean burritos and let me stand over by the antennas.
That's
I got
right.
This, guys.
I'm going to blow wind at these antennas. Let's see if it works.
I went to college for 14 years for this moment.
That's right. I have a doctorate, so I can shit my pants in front of an antenna.
Dr. Dang's in the corner.
Dr. Dang. Hey, get Gull Dang over here. We filled them full of bean burritos. I'm going to see if this here metal nose works.
I love science. This is great.
That's essentially how this metal nose works. Now, how's it going to detect disease? Well, so far the sensor technology has been tested on impact damaged fruits and meats of varying ages and on farts. They won't tell you that in the article, but that's how they tested it first.
100%.
100%. But by adjusting the algorithms that detect the unique fingerprints of the different gases, the researchers believe the technology may also be able to smell diseases. Volatile organic compounds enable trained dogs to detect health-threatening changes in blood sugar and diseases like cancer. So the principle is largely the same, Galdang said. Unlike dogs, however, the antenna sensors do not require months of training or specialized handlers to be used. The basic technology is something you already have in your living room. So there you go. That's how they do it for disease as well. But mainly farts. That's all they do.
Mostly farts.
Mostly farts. If you thought the nose was impressive, Jess, wait till I tell you about the AI-powered electronic tongue. Right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This was one lonely scientist who said, after I get done farting at the antenna, I need some entertainment.
Which scientist do you want to be, Tim? Do you want to be the one in the corner farting at the antenna or the one
experimenting with the electronic tongue? I'll let you guess. This new device Can AI to not extinguish, it'll extinguish something, to distinguish between different coffee blends or detect when food or drink may be on the verge of going bad? I thought that's what the nose was for.
They do the same thing.
They do, don't they? Well, maybe it does something else. Ever wonder if that old carton of fruit juice in the back of your fridge is still safe to drink? Well, a new electronic tongue, in quotes, can tell you. The system powered by... All I keep thinking of is, does this taste like pineapple juice or is it sour? It's a bad joke. The guys will get that one. The system powered by AI can identify issues with food safety and freshness. It also offers a glimpse of how AI makes decisions. Researchers reported on October 9th in the journal Nature. To make the tongue, researchers used an ion-sensitive field effect transistor, a device that detects chemical ions. The sensor collects information about the ions in a liquid and turns that information into an electrical signal that can be interpreted by a computer. We're trying to make an artificial tongue, but the process of how we experience different foods involves more than just the tongue, said study co-author Saptarshi Das, an engineer at Penn State University. He said, we have the tongue itself consisting of taste receptors that interact with food species and send their information to the gustatory cortex, which is a biological neural network. Somebody spends too much time in a lab. In the new right. In the new system, the sensor acts as the tongue, while AI plays the role of the gustatory cortex, the brain region responsible for perceiving taste. The team linked the sensor to an artificial neural network, a machine learning program that mimics the way the human brain processes information, to process and interpret the data as the sensor collected. Initially, Das and his colleagues gave the neural network a handful of parameters to use when finding out how acidic a certain liquid was. Using those parameters, the neural network determined acidity with about 91% accuracy. When they let the neural network define its own parameters for the acidity analysis, its accuracy improved to more than 95%. So, like the Beatles said, let it be. I guess. I don't know.
Best advice ever.
There you go. They then tested the tongue on real-world beverages. They still said that crappy Coke that AI came out with, the AI Coke, was still crap.
Oh, did you try it? I did not.
I did. It was horrible. The system could distinguish between similar soft drinks or coffee blends, assess whether milk has been watered down, identify when fruit juice had gone bad, and detect harmful per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances in water, or PFAS. Interesting. But using an analysis method called the Shapley additive explanations, the researchers could determine which parameters the neural network ranked most important in arriving at its conclusions. This method should help scientists understand how neural networks make decisions, which remain an open question in AI research. So there you go. They're making an artificial tongue, Jess, and guess what? They can't have any fun with it.
You can't buy it on Temu. I don't need it then.
That's right. If you can't buy it on Temu for $600, you don't need it.
Exactly. That's life's motto right there for me.
That's right. Go figure. Go figure. All right, let's move on. We're going to get into some paranormal stuff here. West Virginia's new paranormal trail sparks interest among thousands of people. We go to Charleston, West Virginia, where spooky season is here, as you guys know by now. And thousands of people have expressed interest in West Virginia's new paranormal trail. I don't know. We just got done talking about a artificial tongue, and now a paranormal trail sounds dirty to me. I don't know why.
You put your brain in a weird place.
I know, I have. And I'm trying to get it back. I'm trying to focus now, and it just... All right. According to a press release from Governor Jim Justice, interest in the Mountain State's new paranormal trail is high. which with more than 4,300 people signing up to visit some of the haunted locations in West Virginia, it should. Or you can win prizes, actually, for visiting West Virginia's paranormal landmarks. I like prizes. Prizes are good.
I do too. I love prizes that include money or vacations, which is good.
Let's see what kind of prizes we can get here. It says, while we expect the paranormal trail to be of interest to some travelers, we couldn't have predicted just how well it would be received this quickly. Not only are folks signing up for the trail, but we have a pretty big group that has already been to all the stops. I'm thrilled to see the general excitement and interest in traveling around to experience West Virginia's haunted attractions. That, according to Chelsea Ruby, who is West Virginia's Department of Tourism Secretary. Those who sign up for the trail will have a digital passport to check in at each of the locations along the trail, as well as allow participants to unlock prizes and earn points. Among almost 800 people have signed in on the digital passports for the paranormal trail, and participants can also register for the trail online and get the passport through text or emails. Some of the exclusive prizes, if you're ready for this, Jess, that participants can unlock include an official sticker.
A sticker.
A sticker. I didn't say we were starting huge. A beanie and limited edition print by West Virginia artist Liz Pavlovic. Well, we're starting small.
Oh.
Right. Unique. Okay. So it says those who want to participate in the Paranormal Trail can go to the Paranormal Trail page on the West Virginia Tourism's website to get the digital passport. And you do that by registering for the West Virginia Paranormal Trail passport by filling out your contact information. After signing up, the digital passport for the Paranormal Trail will be sent to your phone by text or to the email provided. You open the passport on your phone, you scroll and find the location you're visiting and check in to mark it off your list. There are 14 locations along the West Virginia Paranormal Trail for participants to visit, including Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. That's a big one.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Lake Shawnee Abandoned Amusement Park. That sounds like fun.
Ooh.
The West Virginia Penitentiary. The Ghost Tour of Harper's Ferry. The Mothman Museum.
I love them all.
Yeah. Blennerhassett Hotel in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Hotel Morgan, which is a nice place to go. Very haunted. Flatwoods Monster Museum. The Old Hospital on College Hill. Historic Glen Ferris Inn. Shepherdstown Mystery Walk in Shepherdstown. That nice place, too. Haunted Hammond. The Flinderation Tunnel, which sounds like something somebody says when they get kicked in the butt. Flinderation. The Elk River Trail, Bigfoot statue near Ivydale, West Virginia, Clay County, along the Elk River Trail between Ivydale and Duck. It all sounds fascinating.
It does. I wouldn't even need a prize to go to those places.
I know, right? That's all stuff you just normally check out if you're doing a paranormal tour of West Virginia.
Yeah, just vacationing
right
in general.
You don't even need your... Well, no wonder the prizes are minimal. I mean, are I shouldn't...
Lame.
not lame.
Not huge.
Yeah, not, no wonder they're not giving away $1 million. Just saying.
Yeah, the experience is your prize.
Yeah. I mean, there's some pretty nice places. So the prize is the fact that you're going to all these places.
Exactly.
That's right. So there you go. Well, Jess, we were talking about George Knapp and his new show on Netflix. There's another new show that's out there. However, unless you get the BBC and you happen to have one of those streaming services that carries the BBC, you may not be able to see this next show. The BBC has a new series called Hauntings, which explores familiar paranormal cases that's being released. Not replaced, released. Honest mistake. The 4-part series takes a closer look at some well-known cases of alleged hauntings from around the world. With Halloween just around the corner, it's not surprising to see a flurry of paranormal-related shows making their debut on some of the most popular TV channels and streaming platforms. This latest example comes courtesy of the BBC and is entitled Hauntings and features 4 episodes, each focusing on a different real-life paranormal case. Episode 1 takes a look at the Enfield poltergeist, the tale of the family in Enfield, London, who in 1977 became terrorized by paranormal activity that centered around 11-year-old Janet Hodgson. The case was extremely well documented thanks to the efforts of investigator Maurice Gross and continues to remain a topic of controversy and debate even today. Episode 2 of the show is all about the real-life haunting that inspired the Conjuring movie, while episode 3 looks at the story of the Edinburgh executioner, which saw paranormal activity ensue after a homeless man broke into a tomb in Greyfriars Kirkyard in Edinburgh, Scotland in 1998. The series is then rounded off by episode 4, which investigates a spate of mysterious ghost sightings, disappearances, and other phenomena at Lake Lanier, Georgia. All 4 episodes can be streamed now on BBC iPlayer and will debut on Paramount Plus on October 28th. So I guess we can see it in the States.
Yeah, I'll be watching it. That sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds like a great show. Again, the name of the show is Hauntings. So I guess we can check it out on Paramount Plus on October 28th. If you're in the States. If you're across the pond and you're listening to us in Britain, you can check it out on the iPlayer there. So there you go. All right, I promised you doors and blobs at the beginning of the show. Doors and blobs and blobs and doors. Let's talk about doors, shall we?
Yes, please.
Now you may be saying, Tim, what is this about doors? Well, we'll talk about a couple different doors. There's one in the Antarctic. And you may be saying a door. Well, I'm talking about a door that looks like it goes to nowhere, like in the middle of nowhere. Have you ever been in the middle of nowhere and you see a door and you're like, where does that go to?
No, I can't say that I have.
No?
Have you?
Once.
Really?
Well, you know, like the Winchester House?
Yeah. Okay, the Winchester House. But like, are these like outside? So you're just like outside walking around and all of a sudden there's a door?
Yeah, and there's a door.
Oh, what would you do? Would you go open it and look inside?
No.
I would. I totally would.
What if it opened up and it was like the land of the lollipop kids or something like that?
Ooh. I'd probably have to jump in there.
Yeah, just to see what you see?
Yeah.
Sorry,
I come back.
I got allergies going on, so now if you're watching on video, I'm rubbing my eye like a demon.
Just digging in there.
I am. I kept telling people during that one story, don't rub your eyes. That's how you get super bug. So I'm about to get a super bug.
Oh, so miserable.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Doors. Tell me about these doors.
Well, and here's what I'm talking about. I'll show you the picture. Look at this. This is in the middle of the Antarctic. There's a door.
What the heck? It's like stuck in the snow.
Yeah. It's just out there in the middle of a hill. It's a big door.
Why?
Yeah. Well, that's the question. So what could this door be and what is it made of? The image of an apparent doorway into the Antarctic ice has been picked up by news outlets for a second time this week. Back in March, there was a story published about the image of a peculiar door-like feature that was discovered in Antarctica by eagle-eyed anomaly hunters using Google Maps. At the time, the image sparked speculation that this would be a doorway to some sort of secretive underground complex. After all, Antarctica would be a good place to hide a clandestine facility. The Antarctic continent has been the focus of a number of conspiracy theories over the years, with claims of secret extraterrestrial bases, and ancient pyramids, and other anomalies being nothing unusual. Some argue that it is an ideal place for alien visitors to hide their presence. Because, yeah, they're going to use a screen door. Aliens would use a garage door before they'd use a screen door.
Yeah, something a little more high-tech with an opener.
That's right, yeah. Yes, with a garage door opener. They wouldn't manually go up and open the door and let
them be out there like opening a door with their green alien hands.
Right.
No.
They wouldn't soil their hands. They'd use a garage door opener. Come on. Actually, what's her name was on, I don't know if you watch Late Night with Seth Meyers.
Sometimes I do.
Juno, I don't remember her last name. She's one of the actors from the new Venom movie, was on, and she has a bizarre theory of what aliens are. She actually, one of them, they shot part of the new Venom movie out at Area 51.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, or around Area 51. And part of the stand-ups they did were of Area 51, but in a studio. So part of it was on location work. The other part of it was different stand-ups. And she was talking about what her belief of aliens are, and she thinks aliens are just like weird things that happen to you. Like if you're eating noodle soup and all of a sudden a noodle goes in your mouth and it comes out your nose, that's alien interference, right? Weird stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. She's a bizarre cat. I'll just put it that way.
I like her.
Yeah. So if you have Peacock, go back and watch the episode from Monday night, and she's on that episode. But she's talking about what she thinks aliens are. And to me, this would be like a thing she thinks aliens do. Like aliens go up and, lift your garage door for you. I don't know. Yeah. Or they shut it on you before you can drive in. That's an alien thing. So I just imagine, aliens putting a random door in the middle of Antarctica. That's an alien thing.
I mean, maybe just to mess with us. They're probably just sitting back going, oh, look at these idiots.
Let's see if they open the door that goes nowhere. So at the time, this door that's in the middle of Antarctica sparked speculation that this could be a doorway to some sort of secretive underground complex, right? After all, Antarctica would be a good place for that clandestine facility. The Antarctic continent has been the focus of a number of conspiracy theories over the years, with, I already said, secret bases, ancient pyramids, other anomalies being nothing unusual. Some argue it's an ideal place for alien visitors to hide their presence, while proponents of alternate history believe that Antarctica could be the site of Atlantis itself. But does this door really have anything to do with any of these things? People have weighed in on this thing as far as explanations and what they think it is. While some argue that the image simply shows an exposed piece of ice. Now, when you look at it and really look at the image, it does kind of look like it's just a piece of ice. I'm not going to lie. It was also suggested that it could be an entrance to a seed bunker similar to the one at Svalbard. Now, there's coordinates on Google Maps. It's 69 degrees, 69, 0050 south by 393622 east. So 690050 south by 393622. I'm sorry, 393622 east. Tell you what, I'll post this one as well because there's a link where you can click on it. You can check it out for yourself on Google Maps. And you can decide whether this is an actual doorway in the middle of Antarctica or if it's just a piece of ice.
It looks like a door. It does in the picture.
Right. Meanwhile, there's another door.
Okay.
This door is a secret door next to the M5 motorway, but we've solved this mystery.
Okay.
Now, eagle-eyed social media users have been discussing what could possibly be behind this partially hidden door. The mystery of the M5 secret door first attracted the attention of local media outlets when a heated debate followed the posting of a photograph on Somerset Live's M5 Traffic and Travel group. The door in question, which is obscured by paintwork beneath an overpass, is situated on the M5 northbound near the Winhole Viaduct near Clevedon, England. When I travel up the M5 with one of my passengers, he's obsessed with a door that's located there, said one user. He's convinced it could be the entrance to a complete new world, a Men in Black type location. I reckon it's a storage cupboard. Does anyone know? That's what it was said on one forum. Keen to solve the enigma, a local media outlet contacted National Highways to find out more. The good news is that they were able to solve the mystery. The bad news is that the explanation is not particularly exciting. The entrance is an access point to the end chambers of the bridge, in which National Highways carries out structural maintenance and inspections, said a spokesperson. It's not a backdoor entrance to Narnia either. So I'll show you the picture here on video. It's not worth posting in the description of the program. Here's your secret door mystery right here.
All right. I see it. Circled in red.
Right. Now, these doors are quite common. We have them in the States here. If you tend to look, if you're driving along, you'll see, on occasion, you'll see a service door.
Yeah, just kind of a door stuck in a big concrete slab.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nothing to marvel at. It's nothing to...
Not that exciting, honestly.
Right, yeah. They're service doors. Because you got to store stuff occasionally.
Yeah.
Or you got to have an access point to somewhere. So service workers can get to places. So
exactly.
Don't think the state is hiding anything. But I have another conspiracy.
Oh, I love a good conspiracy.
This story, Jess, has to do with the conspiracy of pareidolia and what exactly you're seeing.
Okay.
Archaeologists hunting Noah's Ark made an incredible discovery at what they call as a boat-shaped mound dating back to biblical times. This one you're going to want to turn the video on for. I don't think it's a boat at all.
What do you think it is?
You tell me what you're looking at right here, sister. Does that look like a boat to you? It looks like it looks like it may contain a little man in the boat.
I don't know what it looks like, Tim.
You don't?
You're gonna tell, but it's huge. It's giant.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know what that looks like?
It's something you're thinking something perverted.
Yes, I am.
And I can't put my finger on it.
See, you shouldn't.
And maybe I don't want to.
You shouldn't unless you have hand sanitizer with you.
What do you think it looks like? What is your pervy mind going to?
What do you think it looks like?
I mean, I just think it looks like a rock formation in the side of a mountain. I don't think it looks like anything.
I'll put it to you this way. I've dated a few black women before.
Does it? You think it looks like labia?
Yes. Yeah.
I see that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Labia majora.
Yep. It actually...
I had to turn my head to the side to see it that way.
If she's laying down and spread out, that's kind of... I'm just saying.
Okay.
The first thing when I looked at it, I went, oh my God. And then
You're like, Sally, is that you?
What? Oh my God.
I know that.
I thought we broke up. What are you doing with Noah? Yeah.
I thought we had something special.
It's this it's this picture right here when they really get close in. It's this one right
I mean, now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. Sometimes I feel bad because you've got all of these religious people who are like, it's Noah's Ark.
Well,
and you've got Tim over here like, it's a vagina.
It's a giant sand vagina. And when you get sand in your vagina,
it's a giant horrible. Vagina, people.
Yeah, now see when they put it this way and say, well, it's a boat-shaped mound. I go, okay, well, yeah, when you show it that way.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see it from that angle,
right? But when you hit it from the front.
Oh, no pun intended.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Let me read this story. But then here's what kills me is when they give you the heat signature from it. They give you the FLIR camera.
Hot in the middle.
It's a little hot in the middle, isn't it? Yeah, they give you the FLIR camera.
Yeah. It's real hot right there in the center.
Why is it hot in the center, Jess?
Bullseye.
Yeah, huh? It got a little worked up, didn't it?
It did.
It did. Got a little worked up when you were taking a gander at it. I don't know. You know why? Because it's just sitting out there getting a tan. In the middle of Turkey.
It's just dirt, Tim. It's just dry dirt.
Well, you know why? Because it's been out there too long.
Calm down.
No one's been giving it a good working. You know what I'm talking about? How archaeologists hunting Noah's Ark made an incredible discovery at a boat-shaped mound. I said mound. Dating back to biblical times. The site is in Turkey's isolated eastern mountains, and new research indicates that humans lived there between 3000 and 5500 BC. In the remote mountains of eastern Turkey, a team of archaeologists and scientists made a discovery that could reignite, see what I did there? One of the world's oldest mysteries, which is the search for Noah's Ark. After decades of speculation, the so-called Durupinar Formation, a boat-shaped mound lying just 2 miles from the Turkey-Iran border, has once again captured the world's attention. I bet it does. It's a huge mound, too. It's not hiding anything. The story began with a Kurdish farmer's curious find in 1948, but it wasn't until the summer of 2021 that an international team of experts set out to scientifically analyze this intriguing geological formation. Working under the banner of the Mount Ararat and Noah's Ark research team, scientists from universities in Turkey and the United States converged on the site with the state-of-the-art technology and a singular mission to determine whether the formation could hold traces of human activity dating back to biblical times. The team approached the project with cautious optimism. Well, the Durupinar Formation had been known for decades, first brought to wider attention in the 1950s by Turkish Army Captain İlhan Durupinar. Scientific consensus on its origins remained elusive. Was it merely a natural formation, or could it truly have been the petrified remains of the legendary Ark? In order to answer this, the researchers began collecting nearly 30 samples of soil and rock from the site, each carefully chosen to help unlock the geological secrets of the mound. Secrets of the mound.
Every time you say it like a little schoolboy.
I saw that movie once back in high school. I had to get it from the back section of a video store. Their analysis conducted at the Istanbul Technical University sought to determine the age and composition of the formation with a specific focus on identifying signs of ancient human activity or evidence that the site had once been submerged underwater. It was very wet, Jess. Very wet indeed.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. It's seen better days. The results, when they came, were astonishing. When they came, the samples were dated between 3,500 and 5,000 years old, not 55, but 5,000 years old, perfectly matching the biblical timeline of Noah's flood. Even more intriguingly, the team uncovered the presence of clay-like substances and marine materials within the soil. These findings fueled the theory that the Durupinar Formation might indeed have been part of a marine environment thousands of years ago, strengthening the hypothesis that this could be where Noah's Ark came to rest. It's hard to ignore that the striking shape of the Durupinar Formation from the ground, the site appears to be an enormous 538-foot-long mound. It's a huge mound, Jess. Tapering to a point much like the bow of a ship. For decades, this feature alone has drawn adventurers, scientists, and Ark enthusiasts to the region, hoping that this natural wonder could be the key to unlocking the truth behind one of the Bible's most enduring stories. The physical characteristics of the site align closely with the biblical description of the Ark: a length of 300 cubits, a width of 50 cubits, and a height of 30 cubits. For some, these dimensions are too close to be mere coincidence, but the significance of this discovery goes beyond its dimensions. as Professor Dr. Farouk Kaya, who's vice rector, damn near killed her, of Agra Ibrahim Sassini University noted. According to the initial results, it's believed that there were human activities in this region since I believe it is the I'm trying to figure out what this period was. Chalcolithic period? Chalcolithic period? Yes, something like that, which spans from 5,500 to 3,000 BC. I just know I wasn't there. I'm not that old.
Me neither.
Yeah.
We're not that old. No. Nope.
That's right. This period, marked by the transition from stone to metal tools, places the site firmly within the timeline of ancient civilizations. Such evidence strengthens the possibility that humans may have used this region during or after a catastrophic flood event. Interesting. So it lines up with the timeline. It's the same size.
Yeah, that's compelling.
Yeah. Now, as far as what they do about it now, is a whole different thing. It's according to them, from satellite imaging to advanced geological sampling, the tools available to today's researchers offer unprecedented opportunities to test the sites for signs of human activity, which they're doing now. They caution that scientific proof of the ark's existence may remain elusive, if not impossible to confirm, but they're trying. They're using different tools on that site to try and confirm that this is indeed Noah's Ark, but testing is ongoing.
Right. Because I suppose it was made of wood, and that probably doesn't exist anymore. It's all disintegrated and become dirt itself, right?
Well, and it's hard to pull up exact age of DNA of the wood and whatnot, but I mean, you can do age samples, but it may be a little misleading depending on, wearing and whatnot.
Yeah.
It says here the team's findings, particularly the marine materials embedded in the formation soil, suggest that the area may have been submerged in a vast body of water at some point. The theory remains highly speculative that the notion that ancient humans witnessed and survived such a cataclysm has captivated scholars and theologians alike for centuries. They think potentially it might have been in a great flood, but there's more testing that needs to be done.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been talking about this for quite a while, though. I remember my dad telling me about them finding this. It feels like decades ago.
Well, they found something similar higher up on Mount Ararat.
Oh.
This is a new impression.
This is a new one.
Yeah.
So there's two Noahs. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, there's Dr. Noah Drake on General Hospital. I think you're thinking of that guy. Yeah, no, he went on to sing a bunch of songs and yeah.
What happened to the other one then? Did they realize it wasn't? I mean, because I remember that being such a big deal at our house. Like, there's proof.
Well, there was, if you remember right, there were exposed beams of a ship.
Yeah.
That were sitting in a mountain that they thought was Noah's Ark that turned out not to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is that impression that I showed you that looks like a giant mountain.
The labia.
Yeah, giant labia out in the middle of Mount Ararat. And well,
guess what I learned today on Darkness Radio?
That's right. You don't learn a whole lot here.
Noah survived the flood in a labia. Let me tell you.
He just wrapped himself up tight and held on for dear life.
Oh, man.
Oh, I hear they're waterproof. I learned a whole bunch in health class. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. We had all those animals in there.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Just saying. Our gym teacher wasn't the brightest, but he taught us a whole bunch. Anywho, we go on to Illinois, where a truck driver is reporting a close encounter with a Bigfoot. The sighting occurred while the driver was cruising along a remote country road in rural Peoria County. It started out like any other day when Gary Rutherford Jr., a 42-year-old truck driver who had been transporting U.S. Postal Service mail along Route 9 between Glassford in Canton, Illinois, encountered something that he would never forget. It was 6 a.m. on October 5th, and everything had gone smoothly until around 3/4 of a mile along his route, his low beams illuminated something strange at the side of the road. He said, I didn't process this thing until I was right up on it, and I did a double take, he recalled. It was standing, 2 legs, brown fur. I drove past it about 5 seconds, and in that moment, it locked eyes with me, orange, yellowish, glowing eyes. And I realized it was eye to eye, even though I was sitting high up in a 24-foot truck. So I estimated the thing to be about 8 feet tall. I was just stunned, trying to figure out what I just saw. The encounter would go on to bother him greatly, and he quickly developed a keen interest in researching and reading about the Bigfoot phenomenon. I replay it over and over every day in my mind, he said. The thing was just so huge. It was walking along the side of the road like it was getting ready to cross. Reminds me of a joke. Why did Bigfoot cross the road? No, I'm kidding. Forget it. And it was just me, he said, and him out there. I think it was as surprised as I was. I would think so. If Bigfoot's about to be splatted by a truck, I'm pretty sure he's shocked.
Yeah, he's like, "God dang, I thought it was safe."
God dang, that's a scientist. He's inventing an artificial tongue. I don't know that Bigfoot knows that, but yeah.
He's got God dang behind him, videotaping him.
Probably does, yeah.
Scientific research going on out there.
He's like, God dang, get that artificial tongue out of my butt. No, I don't know. I don't know what that has to do with anything. We got 3 stories left here, Jess.
Okay.
Speaking of jokes, why did the dog sit at the top of the Great Pyramid of Giza?
I don't know, Tim. Why?
Because Great Pyramids are full of bones.
Bump.
Right? But it's a real story.
Yeah?
Yeah. This past week, there was a dog spotted at the top of the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Wanting a bone. What do you know?
Right. I'm telling you, it's because there's bones everywhere inside a Great Pyramid. I don't think it's a big mystery.
No.
Yeah. An unexpected tourist was recently captured on camera at the very top of Egypt's tallest pyramid. Given their step-like outer structure and impressive height, the Egyptian pyramids have become a bit like a magnet over the years for thrill seekers looking to climb right to the top, an act that is strictly forbidden by Egyptian authorities. That's kind of a given.
I could never because my knees would hurt so bad.
Yeah.
I'd be like 3 steps up. I'd be like, nah.
And again, the height thing. Just saying.
Yeah.
Some tourists caught trying to climb up the walls have even received jail sentences or have been barred from entering the country altogether. When paramotorist Alex Lang was passing near to the pyramids on a recent flight, however, it wasn't a tourist that he spotted standing at the very top. Not a human tourist, at least. There, wandering around the topmost stories of the Great Pyramid, was a dog. That's right. Fido got on the top of the Great Pyramid. He quickly ascertained that the animal was barking at some birds perched nearby, but it was unclear what had compelled the dog to actually climb all the way up to the top in the first place. When the footage was shared online, it generated a great deal of interest, as well as significant concern for the well-being of the animal. As things stand, however, Egyptian officials have yet to comment on the incident. Again, you can't stop a puppy.
What are you going to do? The dog.
Yeah. How do you get him down, though?
I'm going to find him, throw him in jail.
Yeah, throw him in jail. Yeah.
Ban him from the country.
Ban him from the country.
Doesn't care. He's a dog.
Bad dog. You can't come back. What's he going to do? Go home? All right. We're at the end of the program, Jess, and I told you before, as we close the program today, never ask for a Polish funeral and never have your kids write your obituary. That's how we're ending today's program.
Hey.
No, I know people are like, oh, Tim, this is going to be a really bad joke, right? No, I'm serious. Don't ask for a Polish funeral. Here's why. A funeral home in Poland apologized after a corpse fell out of a hearse and into traffic.
Oh, that's not good.
No. The company transporting the body blamed the incident on an unexpected technical failure.
They forgot to shut the door.
Yeah. Normally we lock that door here in America. A funeral home in Poland has apologized after a corpse fell out of the hearse and into traffic. Hades Funeral Service, probably not the best name for the funeral service. Just saying. The company transporting the body in Stalowa Wola, southeastern Poland, blamed the incident on an unexpected technical failure of the vehicle's lock. What happened next is classic. They apologized to all those who were disappointed and upset by this event. Wait until you find out what happens, Jess. They said in a press release, "It is with deep regret that we inform you that as a result of an unexpected technical failure of the electric tailgate lock in the hearse during the transport of the body of the deceased, an unfortunate event occurred which does not reflect the high standards of our company." They wrote that in a statement posted on their website. Our deep sympathy, or rather our deep empathy towards the families of the deceased and the respect we always show to the deceased. Polish media reported that a man driving down a street on Friday in the city was left fearing that he had hit someone after he saw a body in the road and a sheet on his car window.
Oh, no.
An image of the corpse lying on a white striped pedestrian crossing where it fell was published by local media.
Oh, no. It actually fell out, not just the coffin, but the whole corpse fell out.
Yes.
Oh, that's mortifying.
So not only had he gone to the great beyond, to his great reward, but then he suffered a weekend at Bernie's type send-off.
Ended up with a little road rash.
And then got a little bit of a Super Dave thrown in there as well as he got tossed around in traffic.
Oh, no. Oh, that's terrible.
Although I kind of think I want to go that way.
I mean, whatever. He's not in there anymore.
Yeah, you're like, he's not feeling it, right? Or is he?
Good question.
Yeah. Do you think he's like standing outside his body going, "Pick me up"? I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe. If it was me, I would just be laughing, pointing down and be like, "Yep, that seems about right."
Yep, that would have happened to me in life too.
Yep.
Look at that. Look at that. The second part of this deal, Jess, is this. This is why you shouldn't trust your kids, one, to pick your nursing home, and two, to write your obituary. Write your own
advice.
Write your own obituary before you die.
I'm going to do it now after the show.
Yes, here's why. A son's hilarious obituary for his dad, who broke the mold, in quotes, goes viral. He's God's problem now, is what he put in the actual obituary. Robert Bohm. Right. Robert Bohm is survived by his 4 children, 10 grandchildren, and 15 grandchildren. Now, Charles Bohm wrote an unconventional obituary for his late 74-year-old dad. Among Robert's quirks was his collection of harmonicas to prompt his beloved dogs to howl continuously at odd hours of the night to entertain his many neighbors. It's just one of his quirks. Mm-hmm. Let's tell you a little bit about Charles. He's a 74-year-old Texas man who died earlier this month, and he received a hilarious send-off from his son, who said that his late dad was God's problem now. You know it's not going to go well when that's
so great.
He's addressed. Charles Bohm penned an obituary for his father, Robert Bohm, who passed away on Sunday, October 6th. But rather than beginning his tribute with the usual platitudes of a loving husband or a great dad, Charles described what Robert's last words might have been. Robert Adolph Bohm. in accordance with his lifelong dedication to his own personal brand of decorum, muttered his last unintelligible and likely unnecessary curse on October 6th of 2024, shortly before tripping backward over some stupid bleeping thing and hitting his head on the floor. His tribute read. This is, again, why you don't let your children write your obituary. Charles wrote that Robert, a truck driver, was born in Winters in 1950, after which God immediately and thankfully broke the mold and attempted to cover up the evidence, and that he got his wife, Diane, pregnant 3 times between the late 60s and early 70s, just in time to avoid being drafted into the Vietnam War. Robert's son added that as a result of not serving in the military, his dad got into firearms as a hobby and managed to blow not one, but 2 holes into the dash of his own car on 2 separate occasions.
Telling all the best stories.
That's right. Busting dad left and right on his way to his heavenly reward. Aside from his penchant for historical weapons, Robert was a snappy dresser who went about town wearing his latest trend in homemade leather moccasins, a wide collection of unconventional hats, and boldly mismatched shirts and pants. So he had a fashion sense. Charles also wrote that Robert kept a collection of harmonicas, not to play for himself, but to prompt his beloved dogs to howl continuously at odd hours of the night to entertain his many neighbors, and occasionally to give to his many, many, many grandchildren and great-grandchildren to play loudly during long road trips with their parents. The obituary noted that Diane died in February. Unlike his dad, Charles's description of his mom took on a more serious tone. She was a beloved wife, mother, sister, and grandmother who touched the lives of those around her with her unwavering love and quiet strength. But Charles joked that Diane's death was an act of mercy from God so that she could get some well-earned peace and quiet. Without Diane to gleefully entertain, Robert shifted his creative focus to the entertainment of you, the fine townspeople of Clarendon, Texas. Robert's funeral, or rather his quote-unquote farewell tour, as his son put it, was held on Monday, October 14th in Amarillo. The obituary said a tip jar would be available in the front of the funeral home, but flowers were acceptable. He's having a lot of fun with this, folks.
Oh, he is. I like it.
We have all done our best to enjoy or weather Robert's antics up until this point, but he's God's problem now, Charles wrote. Speaking with the Washington Post about the unconventional obituary, 41-year-old Charles said that he was initially stumped on what to write about his dad, that he came across an old obituary from a Connecticut man that inspired him. I read it and I thought, that sounds like something my dad would do, Boehm told the newspaper. Chuck Robertson of Robertson Funeral Directors, who handled Robert's cremation, told the Post that he laughed when he received the tribute. Robertson shared a link to the obituary on the funeral home's Facebook page, which has been shared by more than 1,000 users as of Thursday, October 17th, probably a lot more since then. Yeah. And delighted commenters, with one person writing, "This is phenomenal, LOL, and I want to pay this person who wrote it in advance to write mine should I ever die." I think you will.
Should I ever die?
Yeah. Best obituary I've ever read, writes another user. Thank you for your almost service, sir. In a moment of seriousness, Charles told the Post that his dad struggled following the death of Diane and that the family tried to get Robert help for his mental health issues. He thanked the town of Clarendon, whose population is about 2,000, for checking in on his dad. If I want anything to come from all of this, it's for the people everywhere to support the mental health of people in little rural towns, Boehm told the paper. According to the obituary, Robert and Diane were married for over 5 decades and are survived by their 4 children, 10 grandchildren, and 15 great-grandchildren. So there you go.
I like that obituary. It's a good one.
Yeah. It's quite funny. And again, I think if we tackled it more with a sense of humor, going out on the way out, it'd be a lot more bearable for a lot more people. So
I think his dad probably loves it.
Yeah, I think he probably got a chuckle out of it too. So that's how we end Supernatural News on a Thursday. Or Wednesday. It's Wednesday today. See, I can't even keep track of the day. I'm looking forward to the end of the week.
What day is it, Tim?
It's a Wednesday, isn't it? I'm still thinking about the fact that Noah's Ark turned upside down looks like a giant labia.
You're so discombobulated right now.
I am. That on top of allergies. So that'll do it for today. Tomorrow on the big show, I'm going to keep it a secret. I'm going to keep it under wraps.
I like a good secret.
Yeah. So we've got a secret for tomorrow. You'll just have to find out. It's like opening a gift at Christmas.
It is. It's so exciting.
Yeah. You'll have
What's
something.
going to be inside?
We'll call it a little Halloween present. It's like showing up at somebody's door and it's like, trick or treat. Will I give you a full-size candy bar or will you get one of those crappy little peanut butter things that is under the black or orange?
Are you going to give me a frickin' toothbrush?
Yeah, or am I going to give you a toothbrush or a popcorn ball or a What's the worst Halloween candy before we leave people? What's the worst Halloween candy that you've ever gotten?
Oh, the worst? I mean, any candy is good candy to me. The worst Halloween, like trick or treat thing would be anything that's not candy when people stick in like a toothbrush. I mean, my kids have gotten those before and I'm like, come on, we get these every 6 months when we go to the dentist. We don't need a toothbrush.
Yeah, or like 3 pennies in the bottom of a bag.
Yeah, or something homemade. Ick. We're not eating that.
Yeah.
It's going in the trash.
That's right.
Yeah, freak.
That's right. Freaks.
With your good-hearted homemade stuff that we don't know could be poisoned, or you picked your nose and didn't wash your hands. I mean,
right? Yeah. Or
always thinking the worst.
Or fruit. You have your whole life to eat fruit.
Yeah, don't give me fruit.
Yeah. I don't need an orange.
Give me junk.
That's right. Good old-fashioned junk. Actually, before we go, one last factoid for you. Evidently, the average amount of money spent on Halloween this year is down by $5.
I believe that. And we haven't gotten as much candy as we typically do.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because we're just down to one kid and I don't know.
It was, I think the average amount spent per person was $108 last year. It's $103 this year. And that includes decorations, costumes, candy, all of that. And less money is being spent on chocolate this year. It's more sour candy and sweet candy and like the little nerds, Sour Patch Kids, things like that. That's what the money is being spent on.
I believe it. I would take the chocolate all day long, but my kids always like the gummy stuff and like the nerds and that kind of stuff.
And evidently, it's not a bad thing necessarily because there's a cocoa shortage this year.
Oh, well, that's sad. That's the biggest tragedy I've heard all day. Cocoa shortage?
Yeah. And the cost of chocolate candy is up as a result.
Yeah, that I do know to be true.
So, yeah. So that's the story as far as that goes. So that's your little factoid to end the show today. So, yeah. Cost of Halloween is up. So, Merry Christmas. No, I don't know what that means, but that'll do it.
Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year. So that'll do it.
God bless us, everyone.
And God bless us, everyone. So Jess has 2 books out there right now. We'll end on a happier note. You have 2 books out there right now, and with the Yankees being in the World Series, Jess needs to be in the New York Times bestseller list. So go get those 2 books right now. Monsters of the Northeast and
Ghostly Tales of Pennsylvania.
I don't know why that keeps escaping me, but
there's so many things to keep straight, Tim. I don't even know sometimes what my book titles are. So the fact that you knew one of them, brava, my friend.
I should know both. And then of course we've got the trip November 14th through the 17th. Did I remember it?
That's correct. Look at you. See? Thank you for not asking me.
There you go. November 14th to the 17th.
But I had my phone up so I could look at the dates because I'm like, he's going to say, what is that?
No, I remembered. 14th to the 17th at the Palmer House. We've got a link in the description of this program. Be sure to go to it, Ghost Stories Inc. And by gosh, it's a 1920s themed trip. So make sure you have your flapper dress or your zoot suit.
That's right. Just one room left and use Darkness20 for the code to get 20% off.
There you go.
This might be the first time you and I are ghost hunting together at an event.
I think so. Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's going to be fun. It's going to
be so fun.
So get that room, folks. Get it while you can, because it's going to be gone. I guarantee it's going to be gone by next week. By the time we jump on the air next week, it's going to be gone. So there you go. So that'll do it. Tomorrow, big surprise. Big surprise as far as the guest goes. So there you go. So we'll see you tomorrow for the best in paranormal programming. This is Darkness Radio.